Today, we'll be talking about the end of the cartoon. Back in the day, cartoons used to be really good. They used to be really good. I know people say you just have nostalgia. You constantly compare with nostalgia all the time, especially with the Incredibles. Okay? And no, I don't think Western animation is completely done. You had some pretty good movies come out, and some pretty decent cartoons come out recently. I don't really watch cartoons anymore, but you had still some pretty highly rated cartoons that become a part of popular culture. You had movies like The Bad Guys came out, and Minions: The Rise of Gru, which became so popular among meme culture that it provided a movie that provided mediocre numbers did way better than expected, and might even hit $1 billion if it continues making the way it does. But I think there's a reason why cartoons are dying. Cartoons are just not the same anymore. I remember though when I used to watch Tom and Jerry on Roop. Tom and Jerry is timeless. Same thing with the old Powerpuff Girls. Not the new ones that nobody cares about. The old cartoons. Same thing with Dexter's Laboratory, Fairly Odd Parents, and the first 3 seasons of SpongeBob. I don't like modern SpongeBob. And my old rant about SpongeBob was mostly talking about modern SpongeBob. I do not like modern SpongeBob. Modern SpongeBob is everything wrong with modern day cartoons. Modern day cartoons are just not that great. And yes, I think the reason why people are, and when I talk about the alternatives for comic books and the other video about War of the Rings, I wasn't kidding about that. Manga, which used to be a niche area, because of course people would rather read comic books because of course it had characters that were familiar with them, but comic books eventually couldn't adapt with the times. People were sick of seeing the same Batman and Superman with a new twist. Oh, Superman's gay this time. Batman's black now. It really gets old. It really shows the running out of ideas. But the alternative to comics, of course, you can just buy like obscure comics and be one of those obscure comic obsessors. But a lot of people have been going to the alternative manga, which is of course a Japanese version of a comic, the Japanese comic book, basically. But there's and also anime is basically just a Japanese cartoon. That's basically what anime really is. It's still using animation. And most anime are really adaptations of manga. So really, cartoons have more original ideas than anime. But here's the thing: cartoons have fallen off a cliff. Okay, they have fallen off a cliff, especially in this era of the phone and the computer. Anime is just as accessible as cartoons now. You have streaming services and also you can just do the other way and just find free anime online, which is not that hard to find. So basically, a lot of people, especially younger people, are watching anime instead of cartoons. Why is this? I thought Americans are supposed to be watching cartoons because it's American. But if you watch Steven Universe, you'll realize why. Cartoons have fallen into the woke bubble. Same thing with comics and movies. Parents do not want to watch their kids watch this woke garbage. Which I can understandably see why. No one wants to see all this woke stuff in their cartoons. Stuff like Steven Universe, and also those of extremely bad jokes like Teen Titans Go. Teen Titans Go is basically like basically a very bad show. If you compare Teen Titans Go to the original Powerpuff Girls, if you compare it again, a show being more lighthearted should not make a show bad. But the Powerpuff Girls had more serious tones and more serious characters as well, and actually had character development throughout episodes. Same thing with Dexter's Laboratory and other shows. Yes, they were basically slice of life cartoons, but they did have some character development throughout the entirety of the cartoon. And of course, one of the most successful cartoons of all time wasn't really a cartoon. It was more like an anime of course, on top of Avatar The Last Airbender. Avatar The Last Airbender was kind of more like an anime, and kind of more had a concrete story. Most cartoons basically just follow a formula. It's a slicer, it's just a day in a character's life. Some crazy thing happens, but they never really change. And the lives never really change as well, other than the plot convenience thing happening, which allows for wacky things to happen. But Avatar was different. It didn't want to be like Gumball or Adventure Time. And Adventure Time also had character development throughout the series. And then we had Adventure Time, another cartoon which basically had character development throughout the whole show. So, it had characters that changed throughout the whole series. Characters that developed throughout the whole series. Compared to Avatar, the character development wasn't that subtle compared to Avatar or any anime. But you could definitely tell though there was some character development for characters like the Ice King and stuff. There was character development and characters did change and grow over time. And also, kind of like the Powerpuff Girls, characters do remember what happened in the past episodes. It wasn't just say, oh yeah, yeah. And we even went back in the day of Tom and Jerry. Where Tom and Jerry, both the episodes did go by linearly. It wasn't just say, oh yeah, Tom and Jerry just beat each other up this day, but they don't remember what happened the last day. Tom and Jerry clearly do remember what happened. But then Teen Titans Go happened. Teen Titans Go eventually just killed cartoons off. Every show, basically, I have a theory. So something becomes successful, and everybody wants to copy it. They want to see this secret formula of what's so successful. This happened with Marvel, indie horror, and Teen Titans Go are the most recent examples. And also Battle Royale games. basically, cartoons were all basically like Teen Titans Go at this point, with very few outliers still trying to become like the old cartoons. But this is a problem. Because of the popularity of Teen Titans Go, Cartoon Network is basically dead now. And basically a lot of shows have been scrapped from the internet. Basically. It's very, very sad to see the downfall of cartoons. Because a lot of kids in America, of all races and all kinds and all genders, have grown up from cartoons. Especially people of Gen Z and millennials. They have grown up with these cartoons. They have grown up with these characters. But yet, they are now done. Cartoons are not that popular anymore. They really are not. They're not that popular. Most people just hold on to the fond memories they had with old SpongeBob, Powerpuff Girls, and Dexter, and Courage the Cowardly Dog and other shows, like Fairly Odd Parents. But cartoons have basically died thanks to Teen Titans Go. Powerpuff Girls got a reboot, but it was unanimously hated because they wanted to copy Teen Titans Go. And also Teen Titans Go did another thing that killed cartoons. Instead of making a compelling story line for each episode or compelling characters, they said, what is trendy? What things are the newest trends? Okay, what things are the newest trends? And hey, twerking, Charlie did a Mario. Oh yeah, that stuff. Let's put that in cartoons. Okay, Charlie did the Mario dances and twerking. Yay. Okay, and this is what the downfall of cartoons were. Instead of making compelling stories and compelling characters, they put whatever cringe stuff was because of viral videos on the internet. The internet also was a reason why cartoons have declined. Because Hollywood said only cares about what's popular instead of what's good, this is what led to the decline of Western animation, aka cartoons. Which is why Eastern animation has risen in popularity, or anime. The reason why anime became way more popular, and people who like anime are no longer hated anymore, except for weeaboos. But now it's completely normal, especially among Gen Z to like anime. Why? It's kind of not even a stigma if you like cartoons. Cartoons are now considered the kids' stuff, the baby stuff. Cartoons are for babies unless you watch Family Guy or South Park. But cartoons are seen as babyish and kiddish. And I think the whole reason why this became about was because of Teen Titans Go. Teen Titans Go was so hated and so despised. I hate Teen Titans Go as well. That the fact that cartoons are now relegated to being as considered something of the past, something for kids and for babies. Not all cartoons though. Rick and Morty is pretty I'm not talking about adult cartoons. I'm talking about stuff on Cartoon Network, kids cartoons. Cartoons that are intended definitely for younger audiences. Most people don't really consider anime for kids, except for a few people, but now mostly have shifted to cartoons. Cartoons have been seen as for the kid, as the things for kids, except for adult. And when I'm talking about cartoons, I'm talking about kids cartoons. I'm not talking about adult cartoons, like Family Guy and Rick and Morty. I'm talking about kids cartoons. And there's always been cartoons for everybody. Really. For example, Powerpuff Girls. Powerpuff Girls can be enjoyed by kids. It can be enjoyed by adults. That's the whole magic of a lot of these cartoons. SpongeBob can be enjoyed by kids, adults, and old age alike. It can be enjoyed by everyone. But the problem is, cartoons are dying because adults can definitely not enjoy something like Teen Titans Go or the Powerpuff Girls reboot or Thundercats War. Adults don't even want to associate with that. So what they're gonna watch instead? They're gonna go back to what made them joy, like Tom and Jerry, old Powerpuff Girls, or Dexter's, or watch anime, which anime is pretty cool. Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, Fairy Tail, One Piece, My Hero Academia. You have lots of cool fights, which are very well now to be found in cartoons. Which again, Powerpuff, shows like Powerpuff Girls and Samurai Jack and Avatar: The Last Airbender and Adventure Time had some pretty cool and amazing fights. These shows had pretty good fights. You also had Phineas and Ferb where Perry the Platypus. Well, yes, you had Phineas and Ferb do the ethics, but you also had a battle in every episode between Perry the Platypus and Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz. There were lots of good action cartoons with lots of action scenes in them. But now these shows are basically gone. Outside of Rick and Morty. And Invincible, which is on Amazon Prime. I think you're going to see a decline in cartoons for the next couple of decades. Yes, there are going to be some cartoons that will be very popular. I don't think Rick and Morty is going to die out anytime soon. Or South Park or The Simpsons. Until they run out of ideas for The Simpsons. But The Simpsons really just thrives on whatever is popular. Whatever is a part of popular culture. And I think that's how shows like South Park and Simpsons are still around. And Family Guy. Those shows are still around because basically they just make fun of whatever culture is about. So those shows will always be around, even if they get they need new voice actors to eventually, because people don't want to do the same voice over and over again. But I think the difference between cartoons and anime is that anime just has a lot of pretty cool fight scenes. Of course, there's more anime than does action anime like, Dragon Ball, Naruto, Bleach, My Hero Academia, Fairy Tail, One Punch Man. There are also some anime that are basically just about the story. Death Note is a really good anime, and there's no fight scenes at all in Death Note. Maybe like one or two as well, like for example, at the end of the show or something. But there aren't any action and of course but there isn't really many huge action scenes in Death Note. There isn't really. And Death Note is often regarded as the best anime of all time, or one of the best anime. But also, a lot of the anime that people love, and a lot of the most popular anime, tend to be the action shows. Why? The action shows? Well, action movies have always been the most popular types of movies. Same thing with cartoons. Powerpuff Girls was popular because of its action. And people realize, hey, the superheroes don't have to be particularly male. They can be female characters. And also, if you want to watch, and also there was the DC and Marvel cartoons as well that came out as well. But yeah, I think we're really seeing a decline in cartoons because cartoons are not what they used to be anymore. We'll never get a show like the original Tom and Jerry because Peter and stuff will be after their asses. And we won't get stuff like the Power Girls for a while because it'll be not woke enough. Same thing with Samurai Jack. It'll have too many action scenes. And even then, they made a new Samurai Jack show that was basically on the Adult Swim anyways. Which means the new Samurai Jack show was not made for kids. And it is more inspired by anime than anything else. But yeah, I hope someday cartoons can make a comeback. And kids can appreciate and respect cartoons. Like the original cartoons on Cartoon Network. That I used to watch and many others. And yeah, it is kind of sad that we are in this world. But yeah, I think that cartoons and Western animation will be in the distant shadows for the next couple of decades. Until a new spark revitalizes the cartoons, or did there in the 90s as well, the early 2000s. And of course, the 2010s, with Adventure Time basically becoming the most popular show on Cartoon Network. It's the same that Adventure Time is basically gone for the sake of Teen Titans Go. Adventure Time and shows like that have been the main, and regular shows have been the main priority for Cartoon Network, not Teen Titans Go. But because of the massive popularity of Teen Titans Go, now basically every show has to be like Teen Titans Go or else on Cartoon Network. That's basically what this video. Goodbye.